Imagine for a moment you've poured your heart into a project. Weeks, perhaps months of careful thought, late nights, and creative energy. You finally present it, feeling that mix of hopeful anticipation and quiet vulnerability. Then the feedback arrives. It might be delivered with the best intentions, or perhaps with a bluntness that stings. Whatever its form, in that instant you feel it. A tightening in your chest, a sudden flush, or an immediate urge to defend, to explain, to justify. That visceral, instantaneous reaction is the ego's first whisper. It perceives feedback not as information, but as a judgment, a threat to its carefully constructed image. It wants to protect, to preserve, to be seen as flawless. And in that protective stance, we often miss the profound opportunity hidden within the very words that make us uncomfortable. This is where the ancient wisdom of Stoicism offers us a different path, a path to growth beyond ego. The Stoic considers feedback not as a personal attack, but as raw data. It's an external event, something largely outside our direct control, much like the weather or the opinions of others. What is within our control, however, is our response, our interpretation, and our subsequent action. A Stoic understands that true progress isn't made by avoiding discomfort, but by embracing it as a forge for character and competence. So, when feedback lands, instead of recoiling, the Stoic mind activates a filter, the filter of reason. This filter has two primary functions: to accept what is true and to discard what is not. First, accept what is true. This requires a radical honesty with oneself. It means setting aside the ego's defense mechanisms and asking, is there any validity in this? Even if the delivery was poor, even if it feels unfair, is there a kernel of truth I can extract? This truth might highlight a blind spot you never saw, an assumption you held, or a skill you genuinely need to develop. The Stoics would remind us that the praise of fools is no better than their criticism. What matters is the objective reality. If a criticism points to a genuine flaw in our work or character, accepting it is an act of courage, not weakness. It's an invitation to introspection, a chance to refine oneself, much like a sculptor chipping away at marble to reveal the form within. This acceptance isn't about self-flagellation. It's about seeing clearly, without the distorting lens of self-importance or self-pity. Second, discard what is not. Not all feedback is created equal. Some of it may stem from the other person's own biases, misunderstandings, or even their personal frustrations. Some might be vague, unhelpful, or simply irrelevant to your goals. The Stoic doesn't absorb every word as gospel. Through the lens of reason, one can discern what is subjective opinion, what is projection, and what genuinely lacks merit. This isn't about dismissing valid points. It's about recognizing that not every comment deserves your energy or your belief. You are the gatekeeper of your mind. You choose what thoughts to entertain, what inputs to internalize. Discarding what is untrue or unhelpful is an act of intellectual discipline, protecting your inner peace and focus from unnecessary noise. Consider the wisdom of Epictetus, who taught that we are disturbed not by things, but by the views we take of them. Feedback itself is neutral. It is our interpretation, fueled by ego, that assigns it the power to upset us. By consciously choosing to filter feedback through reason, we reclaim our agency. We transform a potential source of anxiety into a valuable resource. This isn't a passive process. It involves active engagement. When receiving feedback, instead of immediately responding defensively, practice a moment of mindful silence. Listen fully. Ask clarifying questions, not to argue, but to understand the specific observations and the impact they describe. Take notes. Then step away. Allow yourself time to process it calmly, away from the immediate emotional charge. Reflect on it in the quiet solitude of your own mind. What resonates? What feels off? What specific actions can you take if something is true? The ultimate aim here is growth, not the gratification of the ego. The ego thrives on affirmation, on being seen as competent and infallible. It resists anything that challenges its perceived perfection. But growth, true, profound growth, only happens when we step beyond these fragile constructs. Embracing feedback the Stoic way means cultivating a disposition that actively seeks out opportunities for self-improvement, even when those opportunities arrive in the uncomfortable package of critique. It fosters resilience, intellectual humility, and a deeper understanding of ourselves and our craft. It allows us to move through the world less perturbed by the external opinions of others and more focused on the internal work of living a virtuous and effective life. So, the next time feedback arrives, perhaps unexpected, perhaps sharper than you'd like, take a breath. Engage your reason. Filter it with deliberate intent. Accept what serves your growth, discard what does not, and use it as a powerful catalyst for becoming more capable, more resilient, and more truly yourself. This isn't just about handling feedback. It's about cultivating a mindset that transforms every challenge into an opportunity. We invite you to consider how you might apply this Stoic approach in your own life this week. What feedback have you received recently that you could revisit with this new lens? Share your thoughts and reflections in the comments below, and let's explore this path of growth together.